music plays strong, colors and laughter come join the song from the streets of Tijuana.
Hello and welcome everyone. I'm Roman P. Reyes and this is the very first taping of the Bravo Show, where art and music are in perfect harmony. Brought to you by Latino USA TV. Today, we begin our journey to celebrate the vibrant heart of our community, the artists and musicians who shape our culture, our stories, and our shared identity. Our mission is simple: to shine a light on local talent, to honor the roots of our artistic expression, and to showcase a vital role that music and art play in shaping who we are. We believe that when students engage in music and art, they gain not just skills, but they find confidence, they find a connection, and they find a voice. And that is something worth celebrating. First, joining us as always is a graceful voice of nature itself, Adelina. She keeps us rooted and reminds us that art grows like a tree.
And just like a tree, Roman, our trees have deep roots and wide branches. Bravo!
Next, the spirit of creativity, music, and joy. Xochipile. He brings the rhythm of laughter and the heartbeat of culture.
Exactly, Roman. Music and art are not just entertainment, they're a celebration. So let's dance, let's laugh, and let's say it together. Bravo!
And last but not least, meet Profe. He's an art professor full of knowledge and ideas. Well, if you look closely, he might remind you of someone you know.
Of course, Roman. I'm basically you. Just younger, hungrier, and maybe a little cockier. But hey, I see you still have all that hair, so you're doing just fine.
Gracias, Profe. You know, that's what makes this team perfect. Wisdom, creativity, curiosity, and a little humor, and that's why we say, bravo! Today we have a very special guest. He is well-renowned throughout Arizona and in the music world. He is coming to us from Puerto Rico, and he has a beautiful story that we want to share with you today. Efrain, introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yes, my name is Efrain Casillas, and I was born in Puerto Rico. I was born in Las Piedras, Puerto Rico, and then I was born in Aguadilla and raised in Las Piedras, Puerto Rico. And at the age of 15, I moved into Connecticut. But my story as a musician, it started in Puerto Rico at the age of 8.
Oh my goodness.
Yep.
Now, how did that happen?
Well, as a little boy, my parents used to take me to church. And I used to sit next to all of the musicians. And what I did is I was mesmerized on the way they play. And back then, they didn't have classes, music classes in the school, on the regular school. So the only way that you would learn an instrument, it was either if you had a family member or you paid for lessons.
Right.
So I started, somebody from the church told me that I had the interest in playing an instrument, and one day he asked me, listen, if you could get a bongos or conga, something, I could start teaching you. So my first instrument, the age of 8, it was a bongo, so I started playing the bongos in the
now,
church.
Let me ask you something. You were always playing by ear, but when did you start learning the notes and so forth?
Well, my sister used to play saxophone. In the high school, and I wanted to play a brass instrument or drum set, but my parents didn't have money back then. During that time, it was very difficult. So I couldn't get the drum set, I couldn't get the trumpet that I wanted to get. And then I heard that somebody was selling a trombone. I didn't care what instrument it was. I wanted to play a brass instrument. And I asked my parents if I was able to sell newspaper. So I went into selling newspaper, and I collected $75. And I mean, this trombone was all beat up, it was all banged up. But for me, it was the greatest thing the great gift I
fantastic.
had. And then I went and I purchased this trombone in the church. The pastor in the church hired the high school teacher that it was Germán Peña, the brother of Lito Peña,
Right.
famous musicians
Exactly.
from Puerto Rico.
Right.
And then from there, I went and started taking lessons with him while I was in the elementary school, then in the middle school.
Right.
And high school, when I was almost time to go into the high school, my parents moved to Connecticut.
Oh my goodness. Well, let me ask you something about. So when did you start to read music? When did you start to join a group?
Well, I started reading music at the age of 12. That's when I started reading music. Before that, it was everything by ear,
Right.
just listening and playing and pick up whatever I could pick up
Right.
with the music. I remember that I used to put love you, papi, love, and you hear me with the conga over there.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah.
Any song I could find, I was hitting. I used to drive my mom crazy.
Oh, my goodness.
They had those Rovira crackers that they used to sell with the can.
Right.
That was my drum too. I take anything and I used to drum with anything
Oh, my goodness.
that we had. But at the age of 12 and 13, I started reading
Right,
music.
right.
And then one thing that happened to me when I first moved into Connecticut, there was in the town of Waterbury, Connecticut, there was 5 high school. And they were making a select band of the 5 high school to go and play in a Clearwater, Florida
Oh my God.
parade that
Right,
they have in Florida. And I got there, I didn't know anything about the music the way it was here in the
Right.
United States. So in Puerto Rico, they teach you do, re, mi, fa, sol,
Right,
la,
right.
ti, do.
Right.
And I come over here and they start A, B, C, and then I get there and I didn't know a word in English.
Oh my goodness.
So when I went into the music room, the teacher come and say, play B.
Right.
Play B. Y yo I'm looking at him, play B. I didn't know what he said. Play A. And he said, oh, he went like this to me. He don't know anything.
Right.
And I say, music. That word I knew.
And music.
So he put the piece of music, and I went, pop, 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 and I played it. Oh, he knows how to play.
Oh.
Then I ended up auditioning, and it's funny that I ended up being the first trombone for that band
Oh my
that
goodness.
went to Clearwater, Florida, and my sister got the first seat. And I mean, there was a lot of furious people, because imagine you coming from another country, from another place, and making that. But that was a story that I can't believe. I couldn't even believe things that have happened to me through my entire life. I say,
Wow.
pinch me, because I don't know if this is true, what is
Oh my
happening.
goodness. Yeah, well, the auditioning process is kind of frightening. I was always third chair, so I never was first chair. My older brothers were fantastic musicians. They played "Flight of the Bumblebee" and all those fast-going songs. But anyway, so where did you go from there?
Well, from there, when I went to Clearwater, to Waterbury, Connecticut, I started studying and playing in the high school, playing in bands, and then I was a sound engineer for about 18 years or 20 years, and recording engineer for about 10 years.
Oh,
I used to have my own recording. I got married at the age of 18.
18, oh my
so
goodness.
I used to own a recording studio
Oh wow.
for a long time, and I did sound at the same time that I was working in a factory. I had 2 kids, and then my ex-wife that passed away, she was a great singer. And she was a gospel singer, so we were all over the place.
Oh, fantastic.
We have our own band, and we used to play everywhere during that time. And then she passed away, and it was shocking. But before she passed away, I decided to go back to school at the age of 25, because I was involved in the music and in the church working with kids. So it was a passion. I said, I have to combine this. I got to do what I love. I love kids and I love music. So I combined both of them, and I went to school for music education at the age of 25. And while I was in the music education, I was the only Hispanic in the Department of Music. And some of the professors used to tell me I was the entire minority.
Oh, wow.
There was no
the token.
no black, no Hispanic. That's it. They used to tell me, "What are you doing here? Get out of here. You're never going to amount to anything." So that was their saying, and I used to say, well, "Listen, you don't tell me what I'm going to be.
There you go.
I know what I'm going to be."
Yeah.
So I started school. I finished school, and from there on, it was incredible. What happens? I got after my wife passed away, I was a widower for about a year, and then found the best lady that the world, that the Lord could give me. We
thank
have
goodness.
two kids together, and we have been 24 years together.
Oh, fantastic.
She was a teacher too. So we met like that, and from there on, after that, we moved to Arizona. And when I first came over here, I didn't know anybody in here.
Right.
I came in by myself. I was in Connecticut, and I tell you the truth, I pray, I say, I was reading a book,
Right.
Discovering the Mind of a Woman. Yeah, every time I say that story, people laugh. And the person that wrote the book was in here, and we were having some problems, some marriage problem. And I told my wife, I'm going to run to Arizona and go and do counseling with this gentleman.
Yeah.
So I did, and she said, "But you don't know anybody over there." I say, "I feel like I have to go to Arizona."
Oh, wow.
And I had a motorhome. I connected the motorhome, all my recording equipment inside the car and my instruments, and started driving. As soon as I got them flashed up, my camper, I had a flat tire. That motorhome went crazy, and I ended up in a hill like that. They had to tow the camper, and I'm like, "Wow, this is really good. I don't know what's going to happen with all of this." So they ended up fixing it, and I came down. I didn't know that there were so many snowbirds because it was in December. And every campground I went, it was full.
Yeah.
A lot of Canadians everywhere in every campground. So I ended up in Goodyear. And when I walk into the campground that they told me, and I look in there, the name of the campground is Destiny RV Resort Campground.
Wow.
That was the name of I'm like, okay, so I guess I'm in the right spot in here. So I went in there, and then I went into Tolleson because I knew that there were a lot of Hispanic, and I wanted to work with the Hispanic. And that's how I ended up in Tolleson Elementary School District.
Well, let me tell you, they were talking about the school. How do you think your upbringing and everything you've gone through has helped you with your students and being a good teacher and being nominated for Teacher of the Year? Well,
one of the things is when I was young, because I was hyperactive. And back then, they didn't understand what was hyperactive in Puerto Rico. So they went in and put me on a special ed class because they didn't know what was wrong with me. And I'm like, I know all of this that they're showing me here. And I'm sitting there and like, I know all of this. So that situation propelled me to go to school because I didn't want kids to go through what I went through. You know?
Exactly.
So I said, I'm gonna go to school because I want kids also to go through what I went through, and that's what propelled me to move forward. And then from there, I don't know if you also know, I won the Country Music Award for music for Teacher of Excellence. In 2019, and they flew me to Nashville, Tennessee, and I got that, and I was on the Kelly Clarkson show too.
Wow.
Yeah,
I missed it.
You missed that one. Okay, you can go back and see it. They have it around. But then from there, everywhere I went, I find out about the culture and what the culture and the students like, what kind of music. So I started asking the students. When I was in Connecticut, that I used to teach, we used to play a lot of salsa, merengue, all of those styles. Then I came over here and the kids love mariachi.
Mariachi,
And
right.
I say, oh, I guess I gotta
didn't
create
know
a
about it.
mariachi.
Oh, my
I didn't
goodness.
know anything about
Oh,
mariachi,
dear.
so I started calling different places. Where can I take lessons of mariachi?
Right.
So I started taking lessons, calling different people. I got Jeff Nevin's
Right.
book, which is an amazing book, the Tucson Mariachi Conference, and I went to all of these other places trying to learn and trying to get information to learn. And then I started, and my kids, we have been already for 13 years straight having an amazing mariachi
Oh my goodness.
there
Yes,
in Tolleson.
excellent. Now let me ask you something. What do you see in the horizon?
Well, on the horizon, my hope is that this program will continue for many years, and for the students that I have, like right now, in one of the schools that I teach, there's a student of mine also teaching general music.
Right. Oh,
so
okay.
my goal is to have a lot of those students,
right.
and also in the mariachi. We're teaching in all of the different schools. So the students I play students that are going now to study music or they're play professionally in all of those different schools, so they could play music. So in my future, I see myself always teaching, always giving the gift that the Lord gave me with the music. To all the kids.
Right. Well, you know, that's, I know with Irma Payan and myself, it just, you know, makes our heart, you know, just pound when we see some of our former students being successful and then come back and say, you know, you helped me do what I'm doing now and so forth. So I can see how that happens with yourself. So as we get closer to the end, we want to be able to you were talking about a float. You were saying something about a float that you want to continue with?
Yeah, one of my goals now that I'm working, my wife say, you're always doing something or have something on mind. Well, I'm trying to create a float for all of my students, so that way we could participate on the Fiesta Bowl parade, we could participate in all the parades, so we could have our mariachi in a float. And then we could take them to different places too, because it's hard to play mariachi in March because it's kind of difficult, but not impossible, but it's kind of difficult to do it.
Yeah. Now the bands that you put together, you put what, jazz, you put Latin jazz, you put marching bands, concert bands. Tell me a little bit about those.
Yes, we had for 12 years straight, I had a marching band with a lot of the students that are here too also participated. We have concert band, we had jazz band, Latin jazz. I teach a guitar class, I teach a piano class also. And those kids that I teach on the mariachi, they're there every morning, 6:15 or 6:30 in the morning, ready to learn. And this is just a small amount of the students that we have. We actually have about 85 students learning now in the morning.
Now, do you think you've passed some of this information, the wealth of information that you have, to your students? And if you did, how did you do it?
Yes, I have. A lot of them overpassed me. I have a few students that, two students that had gone to Berklee School of Music to study performance, and other students that are amazing musicians and playing not only in jazz but also not only in mariachi but in jazz, salsa. So I had different styles that I have played through the years. Like when I was up in Estrella Mountain on the school teaching on Estrella Mountain, I had a jazz band in there that we opened for the Phoenix Symphony twice with that group. So wherever I've been, I have worked depending on what the students like and what the community like.
So this has been a super fantastic talk that we've had. It just makes me with wonder. And you know what? We're going to go see your students now. So we're going to go over there, and what are they going to play?
Well, they have a few songs that they're going to be playing. Ojitos Traidores, they have La Negra, and other amazing songs popular in mariachi. And we'll probably even play En Mi Viejo San Juan.
Well, let's go.
All right.
1, 2, 3.